What do I do if my gas furnace is not blowing hot air? Well, first off, you need to check your thermostat to make sure it is in the heating mode. Um, you usually have options for cool, heat, or off. Make sure it is in the heat mode. Secondly, make sure your temperature set point is above the actual space temp. So usually on your thermostat, if it's a digital stat, it'll show you your space temperature that's in the room, and then your set point should be above that to bring your system on. If the system's still not running, there are a few other things that you can check before calling an air conditioning company. Uh, First off, I would check to make sure that your 120 volt outlet that powers the unit is powered. The breaker is on. So first, you would go and check to make sure there's not a breaker tripped, a single pole breaker on your breaker panel that feeds the furnace. Secondly, you can if you can get to that plug, it's just a regular wall outlet plug that powers the furnace. You can plug a fan or something else into it to make sure it comes on. If that's working, then you should have power to your furnace. You need to move to a couple other things that you could check to make sure there's no issue. Next, I would check to make sure your gas is on. Being a gas furnace, you could either have natural gas or propane. If it's natural gas, of course, it's come from the city, and make sure that they have not turned your gas off to your house. Or also make sure your gas valve or gas cutoff valve is not turned off on your furnace inside. You'll have two cutoffs inside. You'll have a little ball valve outside of the furnace. That's a quick disconnect. And also you'll have a gas valve on your inside of your furnace that you can check. It's just an on and off switch. If all of those are on and your outside is on, then there's a couple other things I would check, but most likely you may have to call a service company. Next, I would check to make sure sometimes, here in Texas especially, sometimes you're running air conditioning right before you're running heat, and your condensate could be backed up your drain line, and there's a float switch in there that could be killing the control power to your unit. That has sometimes been found to keep the whole system off. It's just a little float switch. You just open the line to make sure the condensate line's not full of water. If it is, then you can blow that out, and it may allow that system to come online. And lastly, make sure your filter is changed. It's a clean filter, because a filter can cause the system to short cycle or actually go off on high limit. And so if you have a dirty filter, it's not getting enough airflow across that furnace, and so it's causing that furnace to run too hot, and it's going out on safeties. So those are several things you can check. What I would do if everything checks out fine is unplug the furnace, wait for 25 to 30 seconds, plug it back in, and see if everything comes back online. Sometimes the furnaces will lock themselves out on several error codes and have to be manually reset. If it comes online, I would still contact your service company to have your system checked out. We are on call 24/7. We can come out and check your system out for you to get you back online and able to heat your house again for you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call. Thank you.